Renaud, your Miss Galaxy Chatham 2021, and you're watching the Pageants and PJs podcast.
It is all over the place already. Oh God, I don't know if you guys heard that. Sorry, the intro music sounded a bit jank. It's because I had the noise reduction on and it decided my music was noise and then basically reduced it to 0. It's going to be one of those days. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Pageants and PJs podcast. It's episode 72. Our special guest for today is Miss Galaxy Channing Tatum. Miss Galaxy. Long story, guys. Mel, that's you. You're now going to, when you introduce yourself, Melanie, on stage, you're going to say, "I'm Miss Galaxy Channing Tatum," and everyone will be like, "What's that about?"
Myself there, yeah.
But it's Melanie Renaud, all the way over from the land of Poutine and maple syrup. How are you, Melanie? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm doing well today. It's 4 p.m. sunny here, so can't complain.
What is the weather like in Canada compared to UK? So Danielle was saying that it's hot, and she said that she's got a fan. Finally, she's got
a fan. I found a fan.
She's got a fan club. She's got a fan club going on. So, Melanie, what's the weather like in Canada at the moment?
It's warm. Beaches are, I think we're allowed to go to them. I went to one the other day, so I assume they're open, but it's warm. Like, nobody wants to be inside right now. I'm in Southern Ontario, so I'm only like an hour away from the States. So I can't speak for the northern areas of Canada, but here it's hot.
What's hot? Define hot.
30s. In the 30s.
That's hot. Yeah, that's hot.
Yeah.
Celsius.
Yeah.
Gee, okay. I'm impressed. What's the weather? What's the temperature like where you're at, Danielle, at the moment? Well, today, what was the max?
What was it? 22? But that's tropical for us. That's tropical. Like, I'm roasting. I've got a fan out.
Yeah, I got my nose sunburned, but I'm wearing makeup so you can't see.
Okay, 22 and a boiling 22.
Yeah.
Chloe, what's the weather? What's the temperature been like where you're at?
Yeah, roughly 22 as well. We had a barbecue yesterday. My two best friends stayed on Saturday night and they got sunburn on their shoulders and I got sunburn on my nose, but you can't really see it through my makeup. But yeah.
Oh, you've become Rudolph.
I have.
Okay, Melanie, when did I interview you? It was it's over a year ago, right?
It was in November.
November.
Yeah,
God.
I'm pretty sure. So it's been a while.
It's been a while. Why don't you catch us up with what's been going on in your life since then? Pageant and otherwise.
Pageant and otherwise. Well, the pageant is still happening in August, so fingers crossed. I did sign up last year in February, so I've had this local title for a while now, itching to compete. I've done some interviews here and there, some virtual events. I have been doing some fundraising for Give Kids the World, which is the Canada Galaxy philanthropy that they partnered with. So pageant-wise, it's still a bit slow, but we're getting there. Like in 2 more months, I'll be competing. So hopefully that is still happening. I don't want to jinx myself here, so knock on wood.
That's in person, right?
In person, yeah.
Okay.
Cindy would like to still do it in person. So, I mean, I am good for whatever, but I would much rather it be in person than virtual, for sure, if possible.
I think most people will be with you on that one. So just update us on the COVID, what's going on, because what happens in this podcast is because we're all living in different countries. I mean, Chloe technically is in the UK, but we'll just say Ireland for now. So Australia, UK, Ireland,
I
and
am
then Canada.
in Ireland.
So
I'm in Donegal.
I can never remember.
No,
that is,
we're not part of the UK here.
but Derry
Republic
is
of Ireland.
Northern Ireland?
Derry is Northern Ireland, but not Donegal.
Okay, I keep getting confused because I identify you as a Derry girl, so I keep thinking of you as a Derry girl, not a Donegal girl.
Donegal girl.
Donegal. But so in Australia, we were kind of back to normal, and then we had an outbreak from one of the cities, Adelaide, that it was a return traveller. And now Melbourne is kind of in another lockdown, which has already screwed up Miss World Australia here a little bit. So we're kind of back to normal, and then we're having a mini outbreak. By the way, when I say outbreak, it's like 10 or 20 cases, right?
Oh,
Which is
wow.
bad, but
Handful.
for us, that's a lot because we're basically down to zero. So, Melanie, what's happening in Canada at the moment with Corona?
So we thought everything was going to open up on June 2nd here in Ontario. Places in Canada are open right now. I'm pretty sure BC is open. Obviously, Ontario has its issues right now, being with our population, and Toronto obviously too. So right now we're still in a phase, like we're in phase 1, I think, right now. So people can go golfing, they can play tennis now. I've recently taken up tennis and I absolutely suck. So, but it's fun to be able to do something at least. And who knows, maybe I'll learn and go pro. We'll see about that. But yeah, I mean, you can be outside right now at least. And for the last few months, it's been stay-at-home order. So I'm just glad that we can do anything right now. But they're going to be slowly opening up as the vaccines start to be, I think, 60% vaccinated. We'll go into the next phase. So phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. I think restaurants will be open in phase 2 or 3. I know people are itching to get their hair done too. My bangs are growing out already. I know you saw my little post there about getting curtain bangs. I just thought, why not? I'm not waiting for anything else, so might as well do it now. And I'm glad I did something to my hair because we closed like a week or 2 later. It was right afterwards. So yeah, things are sort of open right now, but not to where they should be, where I'd like them to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like you guys are running a little bit behind schedule as much as COVID would allow any kind of schedule. If you need tennis lessons, hit me up. I was going to say there are no Canadian tennis players, but I'm forgetting myself. You obviously have Milos Raonic, Bianca Andreescu, and then Jeannie Bouchard. Not that Andreescu and Raonic are probably the most Canadian of names I've ever heard. I did see Milos Raonic play live at the Aussie Open last year, the one before the pandemic. I saw him get crushed by Novak Djokovic.
I saw him play at Wimbledon as well.
Raonic or Djokovic?
Raonic. And Djokovic as well. I saw everyone at Wimbledon.
Danielle was just well connected in general. She's got so many fans. Okay. So that's in Canada. Chloe, what about in Ireland? What's the status of COVID, getting vaccinations, etc.?
Well, in Northern Ireland, it's so funny because I'm originally from Northern Ireland, which is part of the UK, but at the moment I live in Southern Ireland. But I'm right next to the border, so I do everything in Northern Ireland because I live on an island in Ireland and my closest city is Northern Ireland. So I'm more up to date with the UK than I am Ireland, even though I just argued the fact that I am indeed in Ireland.
An island in Ireland.
An island in Ireland. But yeah, I have my first vaccine. I've had it a few weeks now. I get my second one next Friday on the 18th. Everybody can have them now, as far as I believe. Anyone over 18 can apply to get them. And I know that a lot of my friends, they all have them now as well. So it's pretty amazing that, you know, it's finally at that stage where if you want it, you can go get it. And it's helping protect people. And it's nice to see things open up. The first day I missed the podcast was 2 Mondays ago. That was the first day restaurants and cinemas were allowed to open. So I went out for a meal with the family and I went to the cinema and I played bowling all on one night because I could. And after a year, it was amazing to be able to do that. Last weekend, I went to Newcastle to visit my friend Eden. We've had her on the podcast before. And Eden's actually how I met Adrian because she invited me to a games night. And that's how I ended up here. But I had a great time in Newcastle, lots of fun, apart from hurting myself, of course. Back to work today. I had a lovely tapas dinner with my friends on Friday. And today, actually, after work, and I'm going off topic here, I stopped off at this really nice Turkish restaurant, and I had some
Oh,
traditional Turkish food, and it was something I've never tried before, but I was obsessed with those flavors and the presentation, and
mm,
it was such a nice restaurant, and it was sad that it was relatively empty. There's probably only two tables in there filled, and yeah, definitely recommend try different foods, people. Try somewhere new. You never know, you might surprise yourself with yeah, different types
mm.
of food. That's what I realized today. I'm gonna try more different things. Um, Lovely Turkish
I'm
food.
still
Try it out.
waiting for my Chinese dairy.
Dairy
Because it's not
Chinese.
Chinese. Dairy Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've eaten a lot of Chinese food, but dairy Chinese is something else. Turkish food. That is one cuisine, in Middle Eastern foods I want to try more of. So, or was it like somewhere I had Persian, I believe it was. Persian
Persian
or
food,
Iranian
yeah.
food. And the
Yeah, it was
flavors are completely different because they use completely
incredible.
different herbs and spices. It's quite delicate. And then the other day I was having this chili sauce, which I told Chloe about, from this Chinese restaurant, and half the jar is ground up chili. So dense that you need a spoon to carve it out. And I put that on my noodles. I was like, actually, it was hot, but not burn your mouth off kind of hot. All right. Well,
I'm
that's
proud of you.
Ireland. I'm getting there. You're a good influence. Danielle, speaking of good influences, what's happening in the UK with
Oh,
COVID? Remind me, when did Boris say everything was opening? What was that magical date that he had?
21st of June.
21st of June.
Oh,
Yeah.
Magical day.
exactly 2 weeks from now. Okay, so
Yeah.
what's going on in Wales?
We're actually in a really good position at the moment. Like Chloe said, everyone's kind of had access to their vaccine. I get mine on Saturday. Because I'm like Chloe, where I'm on a border between Wales and England, and I'm still registered in England, so I've had to wait. Wales are a little bit further ahead, so everyone else has had it here. I'm just the liability in the area, so I'm going to get mine done on Saturday.
Danielle Latimer causes COVID outbreak. Do you need to go back to England to
No.
get yours done?
No, yes, I've got to go back to London to get it done. And not only have I got to go back to London,
Jeez.
I've got to go several miles from my house because London is so populated and everyone is booking their vaccine at the moment. I booked my vaccine like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks,
Right.
3 weeks ago. And the closest date that they had was the 12th of June, and it had to be in the middle of central London. So it wasn't even in my local area because I'm just on the border of Essex and London. So I'm having to go to the London Bridge. Well, I suppose I get a day out. It just so happens to fall on my mum's birthday. Yeah, it happens to fall on my mum's birthday. So we're going to take her out. So it's nice that we get to take my mum out for dinner for her birthday. Yeah, it's really good here now. Actually, me and my other half have planned to have a date night eating out 1 day a week, and we're stuck to that ever since the restaurants have opened. And we wanted to try different restaurants.
It's just 1 day of the week where he eats healthy food, I'm hoping.
Wow. At least you know it's fresh. At least
Show us the biscuit drawer. Show us the biscuit drawer.
He's probably
Is that what it's called? The treasure trove of junk food.
He's probably Melanie, you're probably gonna think we're absolutely crazy, but this is my other half's desk at Mac. This is a bit of a quite a masculine chair, really, isn't it? But this is his snack drawer, and he's now stopped keeping snacks in his snack drawer because I tend
After we shamed
to out him.
Snack shaming.
But he's got some chocolate cookies, some bourbons. You know, they're a very popular biscuit here in the UK. I don't know if you guys have them. Oh yeah, here we go. Some frutellas, so some little sweets.
Oh, I actually ate those the other day.
Is there a Kinder egg at the back? What's that? Looks like a Kinder something at the back. No, at the back of the drawer.
Yeah. Winter mint crisp. This is a winter edition chocolate.
I don't like mint chocolate.
No, that's not Kinder. That's a chili dip.
Oh.
From McDonald's.
Interesting.
Yeah, McDonald's earlier.
Oh, you need a stash of emergency McDonald's chili dip in your. I feel like we should be advertising for these things.
This desk is just for snacks? Is that what
it's a snack desk?
Here?
Basically, this is what goes down. He hides his snacks from me, and it's because I don't have access to these drawers until I sit here and I out him on the internet.
And he eats no vegetables whatsoever,
No
as far as
vegetables,
I understand.
not a single vegetable.
Oh
He
my
doesn't
gosh.
like cheese. He doesn't really like fish.
You can't
He will
have
What
literally
does he
just
like?
eat. He'll
Yeah,
just eat like meat and potatoes every day.
Oh
Oh
my
no, not
Wow.
potatoes.
Oh,
Says the Irish person.
says the Irish
No,
girl.
not potatoes.
No potatoes.
No, do you want to know what it is? I love mashed potatoes because they've got
Yeah.
like butter and stuff in them. But last year during lockdown, my mum makes the best like oven cooked potatoes, so jacket potatoes.
Mm.
And I loved them so much that my mum made them every day in lockdown. And I used to always like make them unhealthy by putting lots of Lurpak butter and cheese in them. And they were just amazing. But I ate so many jacket potatoes over lockdown that I can't look at them anymore. I literally have to tell my mum my potatoes have to be mashed because I can't eat jacket potatoes. And I went from being obsessed with them to not being able to eat them anymore because I ate them so much during lockdown. Isn't that crazy?
No. I can sympathize with that. I've been around a lot of fried food recently, so you guys know that I often have cravings for fries. Now the smell of it just makes me want to vomit. It's horrible. It just, and you're like, oh, I'm going to be sick. Danielle and Chloe, do you know what poutine is?
Absolutely.
You do. Chloe, do you know
No.
what poutine is? Melanie, would you
No.
like to tell Chloe and tell the world what poutine is?
So, I mean, it's known in Canada. So it's basically just fries with gravy and cheese. But you can add different things to it. So, like if we went out on the town, like we'd go grab poutine afterwards, and they could put like vegetables, if you still like vegetables on it, like peppers, bacon,
veg.
other things. So you can add more to it. But traditionally, it's just gravy and like cheese curds.
Is this something like you would get after like a night out on the town? So
Yeah.
like for us, we would grab a kebab. You guys
Oh.
would
Yeah,
grab
same here.
poutine.
A
Poutine.
dairy
We have
Chinese.
that. Yeah, we have like gyros too. You could grab afterwards. But poutine was like a huge one when I was in university. There was one right by the university, so like on the way home we could just go there. There's also one downtown. So I mean they're kind of everywhere here, but it's nice because like you'd probably be hungry and it'd be there, and you can add whatever you want to it. It's not just the gravy and cheese curds that people think it is. So
we do have cheesy chips. That's one thing that we do on a night out. Like instead of having a kebab, we have
fries.
cheesy chips. So I suppose
Yeah.
it's kind of similar, just without the gravy.
the gravy, yeah.
Mm.
Oh no, I do eat cheesy chips with gravy. Do you not get that over in England? No.
Oh, I haven't asked for it, so maybe we do.
Yeah.
Never seen it here in Australia. Mind you, putting anything on your fries here. I mean, we have cheesy fries, but it's kind of a novelty thing. It's definitely not a normal thing. We have the what do we call the healthy one, the sweet potato fries. They're everywhere, which
Those are good.
not.
I love
I'm not
those.
the biggest fan of them because when I want fries, I want fries. I don't want the healthy version of fries. I'm eating fries to be unhealthy. It
Those
doesn't
ones
taste quite
better
the
with
same.
The mayo. They taste better with like the mayo,
Yeah.
the sriracha mayo.
Yeah, that's what I had for
Yeah.
had that for dinner today.
yeah.
I had sweet potato wedges with I put Nando's sauce and I mixed it with mayonnaise. I made my own peronaise. So do you have Nando's
Amazing.
out in Canada?
Yeah, I went to my first Nando's when I was in Ottawa though.
Cheeky.
We
Cheeky
didn't have one over
Nando's.
No,
here,
no,
but
shut up. Not
He
Melanie,
hates,
shut up.
no, you, Melanie. He hates the word cheeky, and we
cheeky.
in the UK we say we
call
can't just go
Nando's.
for a Nando's. You go for a cheeky Nando's,
Mm.
and
Just
Adrian can't
stop.
stand it. He's like,
I
what
can't
makes
stand it.
cheeky?
So is that your
Because
favorite
that word
then?
does-
cheeky?
Yeah, that word doesn't mean what you guys use it for. It's like go for a if someone is cheeky, like a little kid is cheeky, that's fine. But saying it's a cheeky Nando's, how can Nando's be cheeky? It's a store. It's like saying, oh, a cheeky McDonald's. I'm like, McDonald's can't be cheeky.
Yeah, it can. I think the cheeky means like it's little and it's like quick, and with Nando's you can just.
I think it's because we
they're
know
everywhere.
we shouldn't. I think it's because we know we shouldn't go for one,
Yeah.
and we do because it's
Yeah.
unhealthy.
Yes.
So it's like cheeky. Like we should be having a salad, but we go for a Nando's. So it's like kind of cheeky. Like, yeah, we're breaking our diet on our trip to
I've
Nando's.
had these discussions with people because people such as Danielle and Chloe know that word really annoys me. So then people have had really lengthy and in-depth discussions with me as why the etymology of cheeky Nando's. I'm like, okay, I kind of understand it. And now I just really don't care because I've been talking about cheeky Nando's and being set off. The other one that's really, really common, and I don't know if you guys have heard this, a word that everyone uses incorrectly is momentarily. So when you say, I'll be back momentarily, what most people mean is that I'll be back in a moment.
In a moment.
But momentarily actually means I'll be back just for a bit and then I'm going to bugger off again. That's technically what momentarily means.
Well, some people might be using it in the correct context.
But momentarily means you'll just be back for a moment. So technically if you say I'll be back momentarily means I'll be back and then I'm going to go again, which is not what most people mean. So it's a word that everyone uses incorrectly.
Yeah, like me and my stepdad were actually speaking about this phrase the other day, and the phrase is second to none. So there was an advertisement on the radio, and it said, "Come speak to our company. Our advice is second to none." And it almost sounds like they're saying their advice is like basically nothing because it's second to none. But that's not what second to none means. It's second to no other. But it's just super confusing because you listen to it and the way it's worded in the clip, it sounds like, oh yeah, come listen to our advice. It's second to none. It just automatically makes you think, oh, it must not be very good advice then if it's second to none. But it's the opposite. It means it is good advice. But doesn't that sound? Yeah. I don't know if it's just me.
We've used that one a lot. What I will say, I'm just going to go to the comments for a sec. What I will say is what they analyzed with Donald Trump, one of the reasons that he was so popular was because he spoke at a third grade level. Not because he's third grade in intelligence, but because if you really want to appeal to the masses, you need to make your message very simple. So if you remember what Trump campaigned on, it was make Australia, make America great again. Right?
Again.
You don't want to go in there.
Make America great again, right? And everyone understood immediately what that meant. And the other one was drain the swamp, right? Or the other one was lock her up, but let's not go down there. But he spoke in very simplistic language, which meant his people resonated with him. Whereas very often when we use longer words, people don't actually understand what we're talking about. So I don't know how I got onto that. Ralph has said, just dropping by to say a quick hello, trying to get ready and prepare to cover the Miss US International pageant that will be held. That's not, I mean, he's gone now, but that's not Miss International. That's not for the Miss International pageant, I think, because you guys already have a queen for that.
There's two, isn't there? There's they send a delegate to Miss International, and there's Miss US International, which is a separate pageant, I'm guessing.
Because we have exactly the same problem here. We have Miss International Australia and then Miss Australia International. It is very confusing.
Yeah.
Because they've already picked their international queen, because I've been trying to set up an interview with her, and that's Maritza Platis or Platis. I don't know how to pronounce her surname. So there must be, anyway, just trying to get more info on the schedule. May you all have a wonderful and blessed afternoon. Or 6 a.m.
Good to see you around.
Jasmine has said we are trying different foods each weekend. Went Leeds and Nottingham. Last week was Newcastle. Just following the Happy Cow app. What's the Happy Cow app, Danielle?
Is that the vegetarian one?
Vegan
to find the best vegan
one. Vegan restaurants.
Amazing.
Yeah.
My sister's actually been vegan for 4 years, and she's pregnant and she's having a baby at the end of the month. And she's just stopped being vegan. Like, she craved McDonald's burgers during her pregnancy. And now, after like 4 years of being vegan, like, she would not touch meat at all. And now she's eating burgers because she's pregnant, and chicken nuggets, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Each their own.
That's not
the body wants what the body wants.
My friend was like that too. She was vegetarian, but about a month into her pregnancy, she was craving meat, and she's like, I don't even know who I am anymore. But she's back to being vegetarian now. So
that's the thing. I find that because I used to be vegan, and I was vegan for 2 years, and then now I went vegetarian before, and now I'm pescatarian. So my problem with um with the labels, the vegan, pescatarian, like it becomes a part of your identity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
don't think what you eat should become a part of your identity.
Becomes
And
a
that's
religion.
and that's what I found I didn't like anymore. I loved being vegan at the time. It was a good time in my life, but at the moment I'm like I'm flexitarian, even though I haven't eaten meat in years. I'm like I might, you know, like Chloe, like your sister, become pregnant one day and decide that I want to start eating steak again. Like you just don't know, and that's the scary thing is when people like have it as their identity. Like you said, people will be like, "Oh, I don't know who I am anymore," because you know you just think, "Oh God, I've associated with being this label for so long that you." Like I panicked for when I stopped being vegan. I had loads of vegan. There's a real strong vegan community, and everyone adds each other on Facebook. So I'm like petrified now. I've probably got vegan friends that might even be watching this now. I'm sorry, I'm not vegan anymore. I am pescatarian. But I never say never to going back. I am open to it, but you know, each to
Vegans,
their
but
own.
this is that's why I keep
But
saying
it's the
I
judgy
love.
side's a bit like,
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh
that's
yeah, for
why
sure.
I loved being vegan because I was vegan, but I hated vegans, and I use that loosely. I don't hate all of them, but what I mean by that, I had a friend who was very, I was going to say very vegan, but very proud of being vegan. That was literally his identity. And then he decided, after doing some research and talking to some farmers, that he would actually reintroduce red meat, but he would source it ethically from small farms rather than getting, the mass produced stuff, which is not, I'm not even going to talk about the health because, people will disagree on that. But in terms of the carbon footprint and the environmental footprint of mass producing animals, it's really, really horrific. But then he announced that he was going to reintroduce red meat, and a lot of his vegan friends
turns into a verbal
disowned him,
attack.
unfriended him. It was very hostile. One of the people had
Yeah.
loaned him some money and they immediately wanted their money back because they didn't want to have anything to do with it. And I'm like, that's a bit ridiculous because veganism is about being kind to animals. Why? I mean, people are animals too. Be kind to people as well. So it's been a while since I've been vegan, but it does just become a little bit, with some people, a little bit too intense. I think.
We're on this planet for a short time. Just enjoy it. Don't make anyone's life difficult. But that was my biggest concern about, not being vegan anymore. And it's a scary time in my life that I was letting people down. But it is what it is. Each their own.
I can't say I ever got a craving for vegan food though. Like when I get cravings, it's for things like fries or a pizza or a burger. Or a steak. I never get a craving for vegan food.
Well, fries are vegan. So.
Yeah.
I love veggies. I actually craved cauliflower the other day when I was at tapas. So we had already had our like 3 tapas choices, and I had it was like a butter chicken. I had the fries, and I had the hummus and fresh bread.
Nice.
And then I just kept imagining this cauliflower. I saw it in the menu and I regretted not picking it. And then after we had our food, I said to the waiter, "Do you want to know what? I'm not leaving without trying that cauliflower. Just bring me down a portion of the cauliflower." And it was the nicest thing I had there. Honestly, I could eat that over meat any day. That and broccoli and peppers and sweet corn. I love sweet corn.
When broccoli's fried with garlic.
Yeah. Or have you ever had fried Brussels sprouts with soya sauce? They are unreal.
I was going to say,
incredible.
When you have it in Chinese, the fried with garlic, and then you have it with sauce, and often it's oyster sauce, which sounds disgusting, but oyster sauce is kind of like a thick soy sauce, and that's really nice.
Oyster mushroom.
Oh, I love mushrooms.
No, oyster. It's actually made from preserved. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's why it's a bit salty, and it's not fishy. It's not like fish sauce. If you've ever had the Vietnamese fish sauce, it tastes amazing, but if you smell it, it's like it's like off squid or something.
That was actually quite funny because when I was in Vietnam for Miss Grand International, a lot of the girls went to a fish sauce factory, Luckily,
Oh.
I wasn't chosen for that activity, but my friends were, and my mum was watching along on the live stream, hoping to see me on the screen. She didn't. Instead, she saw my best friends, Amy and Meg, I think it was. And Amy was like, "Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice." And my mum could tell by her face that she was ready to be.
It's got
crazy.
a very, very strong smell. So if you have a slightly
Yeah.
sensitive stomach and a very fishy smell, obviously, and it's basically rotten off, I'm going to insult people, but it's preserved fish that is somehow crushed up. So if you don't like that seafoody smell, I'm surprised that they didn't vomit because it will trigger the gag
I actually quite
reflex.
like it though. I quite like seafood. I love
tastes
like
amazing.
prawns and
I love seafood too.
I don't actually mind even the smell of salmon cooking. Like people be like, "Oh, that's disgusting." I'm like,
Oh, I
"Yay,
love
it's salmon night."
It's
I
salmon
love.
I'm like addicted to sushi, so I mean,
I love sushi.
we
raw
had good
fish.
sushi the other night. We went, was it at bank holiday? We went to Rocker, which is a sushi restaurant in London. Oh, it was just divine. It was just so nice to see my friends and have some sushi and have a few drinks.
You are so
I
bougie.
love
You're
sushi.
bougie beyond belief.
It was a very bougie, yeah. And you know what? My friends are all very down to earth, but it was this one friend that's like the most down to earth friend I have, and she's my best friend. Like we've known each other since we were 3,
Oh.
and she was just like, "Dan, I want a little bit of this bougie lifestyle that you have. I'm gonna book us like a nice place for brunch." And then she booked Rocker, and I was just like, "Girl, okay, spenneth." Because it's quite expensive to go there. I was like, okay, you want to go all out bougie. And the first thing she said when she sat down, she looked at herself and she was like, I didn't wear a bougie enough outfit.
Well, you should have helped her being the pageant stylist. She should have
Yeah.
booked you in for a styling session first.
I mean, I don't give it, I just let her do her thing. And if she asks my advice, then I help her. But if she doesn't need me, I think it was literally as I was leaving my house, I messaged her being like, what are you wearing? She was just like, oh, I'm wearing this, that, and the other. I was like, oh, okay. I wore like a fitted lilac jumpsuit, the biggest gold earrings that I had. I was looking pretty bougie. I think, and stilettos, well, not stilettos, but heels, a 4-inch heel. And she looked at me and she was like, oh. And then we got there and she's like, oh, the vibe is very bougie, isn't it? I was like, yeah, it's quite a bougie place.
See, I'm that friend too. I dress up extra. Like when I have a reason, I mean, I can't go anywhere but the grocery store really right now, but I mean, I dress up, and then my friend shows up in jeans and she's like, oh no. But
I'm that friend too. We are the same friend.
You can still be down to earth, but super extra. I think that there's a balance there, but no, you don't agree? Or you do agree?
I agree.
I think
because
be a
Danielle,
girl too, though.
But
I feel like I have two sides.
Naturally... Yeah, Chloe's got two sides.
Yeah, I can be casual too, which I actually didn't realize until lockdown happened. Yeah, I love trainers. I bought so many pairs of trainers during lockdown, and now I've grown an obsession with trainers, jeans, and bodysuits. That is literally what I wear every day, like trainers, jeans, and bodysuits, like comfortable clothes. And it was strange because at the weekend when I was wearing my heels, I was kind of tempted to wear my trainers. I actually text my friends being like, what are you guys wearing? Because they're usually quite casual and I'm usually the extra one. I've always been super extra. I always used to wear heels everywhere. And they were like, oh, we're dressing up and we're wearing dresses and heels. And I'm like, really? I wanted to wear my Converse. And they were so shocked at that. They were like, what, Chloe wanted to wear Converse?
What's happened to you, Chloe?
I know. I don't know. Just getting more casual.
You've got comfortable during lockdown. You're like, why did I put myself through this torture of wearing a bodycon dress and heels?
Yeah, even my makeup style, I would wear like very natural makeup, and it's a very rare occasion where I would wear false eyelashes now. Whereas I used to always wear full glam, heavy contour, highlight, lashes. It's just I feel like I've switched up my style a lot during lockdown, and I actually kind of like it that way. I don't know, like I feel more comfortable, and I'm spending less time
I was going to
Getting
I'm
say,
not wearing fake eyelashes either. Like I've given those away during lockdown.
Oh no, I've spent most of this. Yeah.
No,
I
you
love
go.
MASH.
You go, Melon. Okay, let me just go through it. So Elizabeth said MASH is amazing.
am
We
I-
always talk about food.
Blurring out here a little bit.
oh yeah, there's a little bit of a
Yeah,
delay, I
you-
think.
It's a bit of a late. It'll come back. Jasmine has said, I crave summer rolls
I was
from
just gonna say
Pho
I spent.
Cafe.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Melanie, you're. I think you're lagging behind a little bit. We'll just wait for the internet to behave itself. Summer. What's Pho Cafe? I don't.
Oh, pho, this so good. It's a Vietnamese restaurant, and
Yeah.
Wow.
it is one of my favorite places to go, and it's really healthy. You know, Vietnamese pho, it's like a healthier version
Yeah.
of ramen.
No, I know what pho is, but I don't know what Pho Cafe is. So I assumed it was Vietnamese, but
Yeah,
I've not
it's
heard of
Vietnamese.
a Pho
It's
Cafe.
like a chain. It's a chain here in the UK.
Oh,
It's
There
so
is
good.
Oh, I've
food
actually
in the
never
UK.
been.
Have you not? So good.
No.
Really, highly
yeah.
recommend.
Vietnamese
Actually,
food
like
is
in a trip
quite
to London.
it's quite delicate. So it's the opposite of fried food, really. Like pho in particular, it's got a very delicate broth. Oh, there she goes. Now I'm stuck with you. You two are stuck with me. Well done. Summer rolls. One of my post-surgery cravings was fried peppers. No idea.
Ooh,
Sauce me some.
Ooh,
Which one? Fried
that's a good
peppers.
choice.
fried peppers.
That almost sounds like
They're really
like Chinese.
sweet.
Like yeah. You there, Melanie?
She's back. Oh, we
Oh no,
can't
we
hear
can't
you.
hear you.
Might be
Just check that
the
your
headphones
mic is
plugged
on.
in.
While she gets that sorted out, Daniel, do you want to catch us up with? When was the last time I had both of you on? I can't.
A month.
It's been a
Probably 3
while.
weeks ago.
3 weeks
Yeah.
ago. Who was the person that we had on?
Oh, it's on yellow. Oh,
Oh, who was the person we had on?
Olivia. Was you on when Olivia was on?
That long ago. That was long.
No,
that
Chloe
was longer
wasn't.
than 3.
Yeah.
Chloe wasn't
Olivia
on that
was
one.
Chloe was there when Olivia was. Oh God, I've done so many of these I can't remember. Anyway, Danielle, do you want to catch us up with what's been going on since last week whilst Melanie gets her mic working? Melanie, apparently you're muted at the moment. If I unmute you, no, the mic isn't connected. So just unplug your headset. Unplug your headset and plug it back in. And if that doesn't work, just jump off the call and then get the mic working and then jump back on. She'll sort it out. I didn't know she had her sash on.
Yeah.
It was covered by your hair. Now we can see your sash.
Oh,
So we can't
that's
hear you,
it.
but we can see the
Show her
sash now.
proud.
Oh, they're black.
Yeah, they're cool,
That's-
aren't they? I really like
that's
the kind of
extra.
Galaxy sashes. Cindy's
We
done
still can't
such
hear
a
you.
great job. Like Cindy is such a legend. She's this year for Galaxy Canada. I know it's just going to be amazing.
Okay, Melanie, say something.
Hello.
Oh,
Ready?
there we
Oh,
go.
there we go.
there we are.
Perfect.
Tech issues.
Yes.
But yeah, we didn't see the sash before because it was covered by your hair when you were fiddling with your mic.
There
It's
we
like,
go.
oh, there
Yeah.
it is.
I also didn't intend to do it on my phone, and my phone ended up dying. So it's a. But yeah, I wore my sash. I just thought it'd be nice. I'm also wearing like PJs because I figured, why not? It's a
We're
like
supposed to be wearing PJs.
I was watching some of the episodes, and I was like, you know what? I don't think anybody wears PJs or just hasn't lately. Like
No,
I
We're
remember watching.
supposed to.
Yeah.
We're supposed to, but we just don't. Because remember, for me, it's 6 a.m. So
Yes.
I mean, I might still be in my PJs, but I'm not going to be. It's not exactly the right time. I know that when we had Marissa Butler on, those two bougie individuals decided to both wear those silk gowns. So other than that, when's the last time we had a proper person on wearing pajamas?
PJs.
Emma Jenkins wore pajamas,
Yeah,
but
the
she's so
pajamas.
extra. It's
Spilled
kind
her.
of hard to. It's kind of hard to believe those are your PJs because her PJs are more fashionable than my tux, basically.
Yeah.
So it's like PJs. PJs is what I go to bed in, which is just tracksuit. So, but you look like, what are you wearing, Melanie? Is this a silk
They're like
gown?
silky
Speaking
ones.
of gowns.
So I have some like silk PJs underneath, but this is actually like one of the Victoria's Secret fashion show robes. I think it's
Ooh.
yeah. So this one I'm wearing is going for like $400 on eBay right now, which is not what I paid for it. So I'm not selling it for the world. It might be
Get that back.
it might be worth something even more, like 10 years. I don't even know what it'll be worth, but it's the New York City one. I don't know, like
oh wow. Look at that.
I don't know.
Wow.
You can see that,
oh my goodness.
So I just
Jenner, is that you?
Yeah. Well, whenever I'm on
stage, that in my life.
Whenever I'm on stage, I kind of feel a little bit like a Victoria's Secret model. So, you know, but I got this when I was like in grade 12, and it's like my favorite. I don't go to bed in it, but I'm bougie enough that people might believe I did.
What Melanie, what's the color? I just want to make sure it's not coming through the webcam.
It's
Is it kind
pink,
of orange?
Right?
It's a hot
pink or orange?
Hot pink, yeah.
Okay, because it kind of looks orange to me, and I was like, that's an unusual color, orange. Hot pink, okay. Well, that's probably the most extra gown I've ever seen. I mean, it's rhinestoned all over the back.
Yeah.
You probably don't want to sleep in it, because if you slept in it, all the rhinestones would come off.
Yeah, I wouldn't sleep in it, but I have worn it to, like at pageants. I remember when I did Canada's Perfect, I wore it when I was doing my makeup and stuff. So I just felt all bougie and nice before a pageant, you know. It's a little bit of a confidence booster wearing it for a robe.
I sell pageant robes for charity, where I have them customized with everyone's titles on their back.
Ooh.
Although my supplier has been on holiday for a very long time, I need to have a word with her actually and see if anyone wants to make an order when she's back. But it's so good to have a robe when you're backstage, because when you're sitting in hair and makeup, you don't want to be getting your dresses wrinkled. You don't want to risk like any makeup falling down yourself. And also it's not nice, light and airy, especially if it's really warm in the changing room sometimes. Like having a robe is just so handy. I actually used my robe to run around at Galaxy UK. What we have to do, we have to run around the back of the building in like the British weather in swimwear. So sometimes you are backstage freezing. You're not even backstage, you're like outside the building in your bikini. And my robe was an absolute godsend, because I had something to like keep my modesty outside while it was spitting it down with rain. So I highly recommend anyone getting a robe. If they're competing in a pageant, they are a godsend for your getting ready.
I'd love to have one with my title on the back too. That'd be fun.
Well, I'll send you a link afterwards.
Miss Channing Tatum.
Okay. Miss Channing Tatum Galaxy, not just Miss Channing. Although you could put Miss Channing Tatum on the back and see what happens. He might.
For fun.
Is he married at the moment? I can't remember.
No,
I don't keep up to date with.
Not when he sees her.
I thought he was dating a
Jessie
singer.
J.
Yes, Jessie J.
No, they're not together anymore.
Oh.
So you never know.
All right, Melanie, there you go. Get your gown on. You never know. Next time he's in Canada. Danielle, what's the beef that you have with Jason Statham? We were talking about this before. You don't think he's ghetto enough?
Jason Statham, he puts on this like bad boy East London accent.
Yeah,
but
he speaks like this.
Yeah. All right, darling.
Yeah.
How's your mother? Like, no, he doesn't. He's not from the East End of London. He's not. I think he's like from.
He actually speaks like that though.
Yeah,
in real life, he's not putting the accent on.
I don't know how he's got our accent and he acts like he's from East London. He's not from East London. I don't even think he's from South London. I think he's from like Hertfordshire. I think he actually went to private school and he should really have a private school accent. But I don't know where he's got this accent from.
I don't even know who he is.
Jason Statham. He's married to
Have a look at this. Yeah, actually, yeah. Speaking of Victoria's Secret models, this is who he is. He's an actor. He's an action actor. He's been in a lot of big action movies. I'll just show you the top one. Guys, this is probably not PG. So if you don't like violence, I'm going to assume because it's a Jason Statham movie, there's violence. So if you don't like violence, cover your eyes and I'll tell you when it's over. But this is Jason Statham.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new addition, H. Portico Security specialize in cash trucks across LA.
Do you have any idea how dangerous this job can be?
Let me find one where he's actually speaking.
Yeah, I was gonna where he's
listen to his
talking.
accent.
Jason, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by,
Okay, listen to this and tell me if it sounds like Danielle.
my man.
Well, very kind of you to have me back.
Yeah,
See, that's what he actually sounds like. Very kind of
Very
you
kind
to
of you
have me back.
so we would love having you back. Every time we're here, we do something fun. This hamster
What,
race is
Dees?
going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, you're going to lose, by the way. Just let you know that.
I
Nah,
swear
he-
he puts this on.
Why would he put it on for an interview?
Like, get him up on Wikipedia.
Why?
Where was he born?
Right.
Where was he born? What school did he go to? I want to know because the boy should not have the accent like that.
All right, Jason Statham place.
Is he
of
like from
birth.
Surrey or Hertfordshire or Buckinghamshire?
Shirebrook.
Shirebrook. Where's Shirebrook? That's not London.
You're asking me where Shirebrook is?
It's not even
next to
London, let
a-
alone East London.
It
I swear,
is
he's putting this accent on.
Shirebrook.
He wants to be the new Michael Caine.
Mansfield, next to
That's
Mansfield.
Nottingham. Midlands.
Near
He's-
Sheffield. Looks like the
it's
between
this
Sheffield
little
and Nottingham.
town. It's
Mate.
this little town.
Nah. He's been putting
Yeah.
on this accent for I don't know where he's got this accent from. Where did he go to school? Do you see? Type in Google Jason Statham. Where did he go to school? Because my
That's
man
not a
be
like-
faking.
Why is this
That's
such a
not
big
London.
deal, Dano? You sound like he's personally offended you.
I am offended. He wants to be me. He wants
wants to be you.
He wants to be me.
He wants to be you. I think he's doing pretty okay
Wow.
for himself.
Is
He
it
went
is
to
his
grammar
on a-
school.
on a phony accent. He's done okay for himself on a phony accent.
Oh my God, he shares my birthday, 26th July.
Ooh.
Is this why you're
I feel better
defending
about
him?
myself now. No,
Okay.
no, because previously to that, I didn't know anyone who was born on my birthday except our
Oh.
ex-prime minister, who was very dweeby. Like, really,
Yeah.
like you don't want to go, oh, celebrity birthdays, the prime minister. It's like, nah, no,
And
not him.
now you share a birthday with a fake hard man.
One of my
Oh, shut
favorite celebrities shares my birthday.
Who?
Who's
John Barrowman, Captain
Oh, I
Jack,
love
from Doctor Who. He's amazing.
I share
Yeah.
mine with
Yep,
Matt
yep.
Damon. Matt
Oh
Damon.
wow.
I share a birthday with Julie Andrews.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
wow, that's amazing.
I think that's why I love her so
Uh,
much, but also Mary Poppins. So and Sound of
Yeah.
Music.
Classics.
Yeah.
And Princess Diaries.
There's going to be a new one too. So-
That other classic.
It is a classic.
Not quite up there with the Sound
It
of Music
is,
and
it
Mary
is.
Poppins.
It
Queen is never late. Everyone's just simply early.
simply early.
Oh dear, please don't have that attitude when you go to your next pageant. So I'm just
Ooh.
trying to find out where, it doesn't tell me where Jason Statham was, where he went to school, but it said he went to a local grammar school. He
Grammar
grew up with
school,
football player
Glamour.
Vinnie Jones. So he grew up with football player Vinnie Jones, who is another hard man or fake hard man. I don't know. I have to ask Danielle.
Vinny's actually from London. Vinny's actually from London.
Maybe he just spent too much time with Vinny.
Yeah, he's just been ripping off Vinny his entire career.
Yeah.
That accent
If it
does make
works,
him
it works.
sound hard though. Like if he had like a, I can't imagine Jason Statham with a Hugh Grant accent. Like that wouldn't.
It's not
That
even
would
that.
work.
He would have a
Yeah.
Midlands accent. He would be like, "Hey,
What's a Midlands? No one would be able to understand what he said then.
He'd be like, I don't even know how does a Midlands accent go. Like they're more like
I don't know.
not.
Well, I don't want to start mocking my family or else they'll disown me. But yeah, that's my neck of the woods.
Yeah,
Wolverhampton, Black Country.
Black Country.
Farmer.
Yeah,
Is it farmer
I don't know.
country?
Kind of.
No.
Not quite.
Okay, I don't know. I'm
Not
not trying to be
quite.
disrespectful. I literally don't know. I don't know if you know this, Melanie, but the UK is the strangest place in the world when it comes to accents. Literally, every single person I've had on from the UK has a different accent, and they can live one person, like literally down a different side of the road, and they sound completely different. I don't understand that. I keep telling them in Australia, it's just how Australian do you sound. Canada everyone sounds vaguely the same. But the UK is just like off the charts. Everyone sounds different.
Apart from me and
Yeah.
Justine.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
and
the
Justine
dairy.
sound alike.
Upper Tree and Rosemount.
Up
It's
a
wee
tree and
buns.
Rosemount. Wee buns.
Oh, the dairy. Melanie, in Canada, everyone has basically the same accent, right? Or do you have like 5,000 different accents as well?
I feel like Canadians can be stronger as well. Like oot and a boot.
Oh, see, that's like so I went to a
Quebec.
conference once, and not Quebec. Quebec's they're just French, but slang too. I have friends from Quebec, but I've also had some friends from like France go to Quebec while they came here on exchange, and they said Quebecois people acted like they didn't know French, and they're like, we know English, and they were from France, so it was kind of rude. But so you never know what you're gonna get. But for the most part, I think Canadians sound alike, unless you're I don't know, Saskatchewan's pretty specific. And I met a girl from the States, and her accent, I can't remember where she was from. Started with an M, I think.
Michigan.
Massachusetts.
Not Michigan.
Michigan.
Oh my gosh, where was she from? But
From the States,
whatever.
Montana.
Maine.
Maine, Montana.
I can't remember. I'm
Let's
not
move
American,
on.
so
Yeah.
Anyways, her accent was exactly like how they portray
Miami?
Canadian accents on. No, not Miami. Either way, it was like a hockey town anyway, like where she was from, and they like her accent sounded like what I see Americans say Canadians sound like on TV.
Oh, right.
Like exactly. So I'll have to figure it out and let you guys know later. But I was like, wow, that's what we sound like. But I've actually dated people from Michigan because it's just an hour away from me, and they think I sound British.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I do at all. But I think
How do you say dance? Do you say dance or dance?
Dance.
Yeah, we say dance.
Do you say can't or can't?
Can't.
We say can't.
How on earth do you sound British then?
To people in their accent is pretty specific. Like I would hear my ex-boyfriend and he'd be like, "I'm going to my cottage," and I just
cottage.
Yeah. So that's a Michigan accent. And so to him, I sounded British, which was really interesting. I think I pronounce words maybe more than he does,
yeah.
but I definitely don't sound British, but it was weird to hear that. Yeah, maybe.
That's what someone told me. Someone from Ireland told me, oh, they're going to think that you're British. And it's like, oh, no, I think Americans will think you're British because you pronounce your words correctly. And I'm like,
no,
that's
the
British
don't pronounce their words correctly because we don't even call it British. Yeah. We don't even call it British. We call it British.
British. It's so different. Yeah, British. It's very difficult for me to say British because you've changed a complete word. British rather than British. But I'm talking like proper posh English, like Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
Hugh Grant's accent. That's someone that just comes to mind. But I've had a lot of Americans think that I'm British because apparently I enunciate correctly, and that must be a British thing. So they also say all bad guys in movies are British because apparently the British accent sounds intelligent. That's what the theory is.
Interesting.
You're not him.
Yeah.
Not
no, because he's that evil.
$1 billion. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because
$1 billion.
It's funny.
Scotty says no. Scotty.
It's funny you actually say. I was just gonna. It's funny you actually say that about you sounding British, and it's funny you actually mentioned Scotty because when we were chatting on the phone the other day, my stepdad walked into the house and I had Adrian on speakerphone, and he thought that I was on the phone to my sister because he thought that Adrian sounded like my sister's husband. No, not my sister, but he thought that you sounded like my sister's husband, Scott.
Okay.
Who's British.
Oh, okay.
And every time we ring my sister, she always has us on speakerphone, and her husband would chat to us. So that's why he thought, "Oh, is that Scott?"
I gotta stop sucking that helium because I sound like a woman. Apparently,
no,
if there's a woman who sounds like this, no heart, no judgment, no foul. But I'm sorry for you because
you do. No, you do actually sound like my sister's husband a bit, and he is from Bournemouth,
and he's
in England,
British.
so yeah,
Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Like I've no
Bournemouth,
idea
yeah.
what that means. Yeah, but
Yeah, it's like
it
a
is
sunny
weird.
part. Yeah.
Americans think that I sound British, although the ones that travel more and have actually been outside of America, they don't think that. And there's some statistic, I think like 40% of Americans don't even have a passport, which means you don't have much interest in going overseas. And I know a lot of Americans say that they wish more Americans would travel overseas so they could see sort of more countries, more culture.
Outside.
And a lot of the ones, like Marissa that we've had on, she's lived overseas. So,
A lot
I'm
of them don't
traveling
need
when we
to
can.
because they have
They don't
everything
need
in their
to.
country.
No, I understand, but it would be good to, because I think when you are in only one country, and look, don't get me
you're
wrong,
missing
I
out
love
on
how patriotic Americans are, but when it's drilled into you day after day that you are the best, and then you never travel overseas, this is why sometimes they make fun of certain Americans, like they can't locate even America on a map because they have no interest in those sorts of things. So I think traveling overseas when we can, it is going to be really useful for anyone from any country, not just Americans. But so where's Bournemouth? What's a Bournemouth accent,
South.
Danny? What?
That's
South.
south of
yeah,
London. It's on the coast. It's right at the very bottom. It's at the butt.
So the bottom. So is that a good thing to be from Bournemouth, or am I?
I feel
you
like
think
people
I'm
from
posh?
Bournemouth. People from Bournemouth can be quite posh.
Quite
I like that word, posh.
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 Yeah, well, we had this random I mean, you can see what we talk about now. It's not much of anything, but we had this one phase where Danielle spent an episode telling me what supermarket I was, and what was I?
Waitrose.
What did you say? Waitrose, which is like this ultra
Without
posh.
hesitation.
I don't even know what that means. I spent a lot of
Waitrose.
time in Marks and Spencer, but apparently
I
I'm
love
Waitrose.
Marks.
Marks and Spencer's is just a bit below Waitrose. That's me giving you a compliment.
Yeah, but I actually prefer Marks.
Yeah, but Marks and Spencer's a bit more. I feel like a bit more limited. Waitrose has got a lot more variety.
I feel like Marks and Spencer's is like all their own brand stuff, which I love. Like I just love their own kind of thing. Yeah,
Marks and Spencer's own. Yeah.
It's a store that only sells their own brand, basically.
Yeah, but it's a good brand.
Yeah.
Like you're not getting rubbish food there, so it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, are you under a blanket?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always have my blanket on.
Isn't it summer? Isn't it really hot for you guys?
Yeah,
well,
but
it's
I
dropped
feel
now.
weird.
Oh, it's
No,
winter
I know.
for
I
you,
got
isn't
too
it?
warm and I took off my jacket, but I've still got a blanket on. I make no sense.
It's winter for me.
Yeah,
it's winter
for
for
you.
me.
What's
But,
that like?
Yeah, see, I'm not going to
Still
have this
hotter than
discussion
us.
with you, Melanie, because when I say it's cold, I'm very conscious of going, when you complain it's cold, you have to remember which country they're from. Because you tell them it's cold, they ask you how cold it is, and you're going to get no sympathy, and you probably get someone to laugh at you. So cold for us, remember, it never snows, really, in Sydney. Sometimes it hails, but that's a freak occurrence. And it never gets below zero, ever. Like, I think one
Lucky
time
you.
super cold, it got down to 0. But cold for me is anything below 20, honestly. It's just like, it's not right. When it gets below 20, I'm not happy. Whereas other countries, when it gets above 20, that's a heat wave. So that's Australia for you.
So UK is quite funny because whenever, like, every year, every summer, we're always like, oh, the UK is hotter than this other place in the world that's usually hot. And usually every summer it's like, the UK is currently hotter than Australia. And I'm like, yeah, well, it's their winter.
Yeah. I mean, when I had Emma over here before the pandemic broke out, we went down to Melbourne and it was no joke. It was 50 degrees Celsius.
Oh my
and
God.
It's so, I don't know if you can understand how hot it is. We had a 3 or 4 hour drive down to the coast because we wanted to see the Coast Road. It's a very imaginative name. And we had the air conditioning on full blast the entire time. And it was still too hot in the car and we were sweating. I've never experienced anything like that.
What would you do if your air conditioning busted?
Oh,
No,
would you
don't even
do?
say that.
I'd go live underground.
Just,
If that's
I mean,
what-
we were near the ocean. Just jump in and get eaten by a shark.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
I
that'd be
actually-
preferable to 50 degrees.
I actually hate air conditioning
Yeah.
I do
So
too
we were
because it
in
dries my
Vegas,
eyes
and
out.
it was 50-degree heat. It was scalding. But when we used to go in, so they have the Vegas hotel halls really, really air conditioning, really
Mm.
air conditioned.
Air conditioned.
Yeah, to keep them really cool. And I used to always complain the time I went with my parents. Every time we got out of the elevator, I ran to the room because I called it the icy doom because it was so cold. Even though we just came in from 50-degree heat, my parents were loving it walking up this cold hallway. I ran to my room every time and called it the icy doom. And now they always make fun of me every time there's air conditioning. They're like, it's your icy doom.
Yeah, I see do.
Yeah.
I've got a
I
funny
don't
story
like.
about. Go on, Adrian. You don't like. Tell us what you don't like.
I
Or
don't
tell us what
like
you do
air
like.
conditioning. No, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Oh
I wanna,
god.
I wanna,
Oh
I
my.
wanna.
Oh god. Oh no, I'm just thinking of Danielle being
really,
in a
really,
girl
really want it.
band.
It's like acid doom. Acid doom.
Acid
Zip it.
doom.
That's the other thing I was thinking about. Is like zip it.
Zip
That's
it,
like
zip
the
it,
funniest, one
A.
of the funniest
Zip it,
scenes.
C.
I just love that. It's like Scotty, what? Scotty, don't. Scotty, no. What was I saying? I don't like air conditioning because I had the LASIK surgery done on my eyes, so that already
Oh,
means you don't really produce that many tears. And then if you're blasted with air conditioning, you
thank
have no tears
you.
left.
Here's
And
for another day.
if you have no tears and you try blinking your
Oh,
eyes,
that's the Canadian
literally
that
they
I
can be
love.
stuck. Who?
The Weekend.
The
He's
Weekend?
Canadian?
Oh yeah, he's from Toronto.
I never
He's
knew he was
great
from.
in concert. I saw him a few years ago. Like,
Do you claim Justin Bieber though?
I
uh,
love Justin Bieber.
Go
He
back
is
to
Canadian.
Weekend.
he is Canadian. I actually, some of my friends that I grew up with played hockey against him growing up, so they know him personally.
Oh.
And he grew up like 2 hours away from here, so I've never met him, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say I claim him or not. I don't really have much of an opinion, but I think I was around like grade 9, grade 10 when his music became big, so it's like 14 or 15.
I like the
Yeah,
fact
so
that
maybe just him
Justin
then.
Bieber, there was Justin Bieber was in the UK. He was on the Norton. I've started speaking like a British person. The Graham Norton show, and there were all these girls outside. It was near a river, I think. It must have been a studio near a river. And they must have had him on the big screen. And Graham says, "Do you want to say hello to all your fans out there?" And so he turns to the camera and he's going, "Hello," and doing like a fake British accent. The number of girls who just started crying hysterically.
Oh my gosh.
And I've seen the same thing with the
Bless them.
Kardashians. When we had the Kardashians here in Australia, the number of women who just went into a hysterical panic and literally couldn't breathe. And I was like, what on earth is wrong with you? I don't know if I don't get starstruck very easily, but I certainly can't think of anyone where I would have a panic attack and just start bawling.
Yeah.
I don't
It
know.
might
I'm
just be
trying to
me.
think. Lady Gaga, I would. I 100%
Oh.
would. If I met Lady Gaga, my life would be complete because
Like-
You
I'd
would
love
cry,
Taylor
you would
Swift.
hyperventilate, you would faint.
Yeah.
What option? What option?
All of them.
All of the above.
All of them. Yeah.
Faint,
all of
cry, wet myself, and yeah, okay, great.
I'm trying to think if there's
Yeah.
anyone in my life that I'd do that.
And Michael Jackson, but he's not here anymore.
mean,
so I can't.
I'd
Show us
probably
the
faint
glove.
if I saw him
You need
now.
rhinestones on the glove. Well, yeah, if you see Michael Jackson now, yeah.
I love
Danny, what were you
Michael
saying?
Jackson.
Funny story. What?
Oh, it was my trip to Vegas. So, yeah.
Here we go.
So I was in Vegas around May, supporting Marissa when she was competing in Miss USA, and I had like a day off, so I thought I'd go to the outlets. One of the hottest days of the year, which my taxi driver, we'll get to that story then said it was probably the hottest day of the year for him, right? So I've got on a bus, have no idea what I'm doing, got on a bus, which I thought was going to the outlets. And I thought, okay, well, it might be going out of the city to come back in. I don't know what this route is, but I'm pretty sure this is the right bus. Got on the wrong bus, basically. I went out into the middle of the desert. And it wasn't until I looked around and realised I can't see the city lights anymore. I don't know how I'm getting back. So I asked the driver, can you, stop at the next stop? and I asked him when the next bus was going the other way and where the other bus stop was, and there wasn't going to be another one for an hour. So I basically got off. Luckily, there was a 7-Eleven. I got the iciest drink. Well, I tried to get the iciest drink I could. My card got rejected, so I couldn't even get my drink. I had some very kind gentleman get me my drink.
Oh,
which I then downed because I was dying. Like, this bus had like
You
hardly
threw
any
it on
aircon,
yourself.
basically. And then I had to, you know, that image of Bear Grylls when he's walking through the desert where his eyes are all puffy. That was me walking through the desert, trying to get back to Las Vegas. And you know, when you can see the hotels in the distance and they look really small. Now, these hotels are ginormous. Anyone that's been to Vegas knows how big these hotels are. I swear, I almost died that day. I had no money on me. My card wasn't working, and I had to basically walk 2 miles in the scorching heat. It must have been like 60 degrees. It was ridiculous. It was death. And I don't know how I did it. I just got to the first place that was undercover, and I just had to be like, water, I need water. And they'd be like, who is this crazy British girl that needs water that's basically out roaming in the desert? So yeah, that's my story, how I nearly died twice in Vegas. So woohoo. I'm not rushing to go back there anytime soon, that's for sure.
I've yet to be there.
All I can think of when you guys say Vegas is Chloe's pee
Oh God,
story.
here we go
Someone peed in her
again.
bag.
Yeah, every time I think about it, and then when you were saying, Chloe, that you were in a rush to get back to your room, I'm like, why? Like, you don't want to see that, do you? So it's a long story, Melanie, but someone peed in Chloe's suitcase when it was in her room. Great service. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
They give you everything there, room service. Chloe, how long do you have to have the thumbs up for?
This thing, well, the doctor did just say, because it was a fracture and not a break, just kind of like wait it out a bit. He actually did have me bandaged up as well. But I took it off because like it got wet in the shower, and I was like, no, I'm just going to take this off. And then I probably should have strapped it back up again, but I didn't. It has been really hurting me today since I've been back at work. I'm not going to lie. I've had so many painkillers today. Just not feeling too good, but yeah. But at least the nerve damage isn't as bad. It had like nerve damage, so it was almost like felt like an electric shock going through it. It was like very, very tingly. Wasn't very nice. But at least that's going away. My wrist is kind of bruised. It's just kind of like bruisey pain now. But yeah, I'm getting there. It's okay.
Well, at least it's not broken. That's saying something. And beware of electric scooters, apparently. That's the moral of the story on that one. Yeah.
We have those now
between
too.
electrics.
The
little electric scooters.
Yeah, we just got them, and I took one for a spin, and I fell because I didn't really know how to use it, but nothing bad, just a tiny bruise. It's new, I guess. I enjoyed myself, but I think I would need more practice.
Apart from falling off.
Yeah, apart from falling off.
Why did you fall off? Is it because Chloe said she zipped, like she tried turning and then the thing got away from her? So did they accelerate really quickly and then you come off? Is that what happens?
They either do or they don't. Like I was trying to go up a hill and then turn at the same time, so it was a little bit more like
that's what happened to me.
Yeah. Oh, there you go then. Maybe I just didn't know what to do because I was clicking on it.
Yeah. Because I had to accelerate to go up the hill because it was a ramp. So you go up the ramp and onto the bridge. So the ramp went up this way, and then here's the bridge, and then you turn. So once you get up to the top of the hill, I tried to turn. Then I saw a woman walking past. I panicked even more whilst trying to turn. Crashed into the railing, and my hand crushed between the scooter handle and the railing. But I was lucky I didn't go over the bridge and onto the motorway, or else that would have been a much messier scenario.
So, wow.
I'd have to find another podcast co-host. Be a pain in the butt.
Oh no, I just fell on the ground, so not as. I guess I'm a little
dramatic.
Yeah.
Not as extra. That's not a
No.
good time to be extra. We'll get to the wrap up because we've been on a while. I just want to show. I don't think I've shown this to you guys, but speaking of electric appliances that can cause accidents, do you guys remember hoverboards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to show you this video. When I saw it on TikTok, I couldn't stop laughing. I don't know if you've seen it. It's this guy who's trying to use a hoverboard. Just have a look.
I mean, you can't touch the thing without it moving.
Can you just put your right foot first?
Trust
And
him,
you gotta
Daddy.
go fast.
Catch him, Daddy.
Jalen told me different.
Put your feet. No, Joey.
Put your feet to the side of the thing.
They sound dairy.
To the side of the edges.
I know I won't get
Where the wheels at?
first.
Where the wheels
Put
at?
your feet, yeah, right, yeah.
Oh no.
Why does it keep on backwards?
It's going to do that.
Stop. Just let go. Let it go. So die. All right, now you just go.
It's only a minute
Let's
long,
go.
guys. Don't
Go.
worry.
Oh no.
Don't touch me! Seriously.
Oh my goodness.
Don't touch me.
Wait for it.
Oh my gosh.
Just lean forward a little bit.
I'm just waiting.
Just lean forward.
So when he turns around and he's facing the kids and they scream because he's getting live.
The "don't touch me" killed me. I'm like,
So I showed that to my brother and he's going, it's like everything they would tell you not to do. Like when you do it, the last thing you want is other people around, sharp edges, inside. And it's like, I've seen some accidents with those
And
things.
kids laughing at you.
Yeah, and they're horrible because they zip off and then you fall. Falling forwards is always preferable because at least you can use your hands to break the fall. But falling backwards, because the only thing that breaks your fall is your skull. That's always where the worst. Yeah, that's the worst. So, but that was so funny. I'm still crying from watching that now. And I watched that for about 10 minutes straight when I saw it on TikTok the first time. You know when you're lying in bed and you find a funny TikTok?
yeah.
And you just have to watch it again and again and again and again. Yeah, I've watched that a lot.
Yeah.
I could end up on the app for hours though. Like I've spent hours on TikTok and I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah,
It's a wormhole, isn't it? As soon as you're on it,
Yeah.
you can't get off.
It
I
I feel like I don't use it as much though. I've
limited myself.
Mm.
During lockdown,
I've-
I was on there constantly.
Yeah,
Me
Mhm.
too.
I've used it
Last year during
a lot
lockdown,
less recently.
I only downloaded it last year because of the lockdown. Before that, I was like, why would I
Same.
need TikTok? And then now here we are.
I downloaded it at the end of 2019. I remember because the first thing I did was put up a video of Miss World Australia because I was at the state finals, and I put a video up of the walk, and that immediately got like over 1,000 views, which is made me take notice because, you know, when you have started a new platform and you got like 10 followers, but you get 1,000 views, you're going, ooh, cool.
Yeah. What happened?
It's not like that anymore. I mean, now the really weird thing is it seems to always be around 200 views that I get. I've got 2,000 followers, but it's always 200 views. And I'm like, okay, maybe that's normal. But the number of accounts that I see that have 10,000 followers or 100,000 followers and their videos also get 200 views, I'm like, what on earth is the algorithm doing with TikTok? It used to be so good. Now it is so bad.
But there's so much content now. There's so much more content being made on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's hard for everyone to see everything.
My videos used to blow up all the time, and then I joined the TikTok Creator Fund, and I left the fund because I stopped getting views. And even after leaving the fund, I still don't get any views anymore. So it's just kind of like you give up on it now. There's just so much content on it, and yeah, I admit like my content isn't great, but it is. It's hard to get on
your
the
content
page.
was really, really funny, but what I don't understand is I understand it gets harder to get views.
Yeah.
But how can an account that has 50 times as many followers that I have kind of on average have the same number of views? Like to me, that's very, very weird. And also TikTok has now started, you can now promote, you can now pay to have your videos seen, which obviously means, if you're thinking, that the organic reach has to be pulled down.
Yeah.
So they will pull the
It's gonna
organic
pull it
reach
down
down
even
so that you
more.
feel like you have to pay for it. Which,
Yeah.
look, TikTok's got to make money somehow. I don't really begrudge them of that. But it's exactly what happened to Instagram. If you guys can remember, back in the day,
Yeah.
you used to see everything that everyone posted on Instagram. Then they decided they weren't going to do that. Then the organic reach came down, and then it was pay to play, basically.
Yeah.
So Facebook's been there, Instagram's been there, and now TikTok's going there as well. So I guess it's unfortunate, but it's a way of the world. So have to
Yeah,
wait
it's
for the next
crazy 'cause
big app.
even some of my best friends, I don't see their posts on Instagram. Like, it's crazy. And then I come across them like a few days later, or I'm messaging my friend, so
Yeah.
I click on her page and I'll see her picture, and I'll like it a few days later and comment, and I was like, oh my God, she's gonna think I'm an awful friend because I didn't see her picture. But Instagram really do. They play with the algorithm now, and they try and boost like those who are getting advertisements and so on, and engagement. And it's quite sad, really, because like the reason why we made Instagram in the past was to see what our friends were getting up to, and our friends from school, and like to catch up from everyone. And like you kind of lose the whole aspect of social media in a way, because initially Facebook was created by Mark Zuckerberg because of his university, so people can connect, so that they can connect in person. And now it's people, yes, it's amazing that you can connect with people from across the world, but it's making it harder for you to see those close to you, their posts, and that's quite sad, because
That's why I
like
just
years
unfriended
ago
a
on Facebook,
bunch
I
of
was,
people.
yeah,
So I tried to keep it to friends and family. Now basically I only use my personal Facebook as a Pinterest board. I share
yeah,
articles up there so I can look back at them later. My Instagram, I unfollowed a bunch of people just because I think that's okay. I don't think you need to follow everyone, because I kind of want to see what I
no,
want to see, because otherwise you just
yeah,
stop looking at the feed completely. But that's
yeah,
why a lot of people said they liked TikTok initially, was because Instagram was a highlight reel and everyone's pretending to be perfect. Whereas TikTok, it'd be people being a bit silly. And then, of course, a
yeah,
lot of people started making TikTok like Instagram. They started putting up, the perfect stuff and the same stuff again. And then, like, I haven't been on TikTok nearly as much as I was on it, let's say, a year ago.
yeah.
And then there's Clubhouse, but I haven't been on
I've
Clubhouse
No, I
since
haven't.
I
That one
just
last
joined
time
it.
we
I
tried
don't
it.
even really know what's going on there. But I know Danielle invited me to it, and then I'm on it, and I don't really know what to do on it. So
Well, you get on it and you can only do audio. Obviously, there's no video. It has to be live. You can't even download the recording. And technically, you're not supposed to record it because that's against their T's and C's. So I can understand why some people use it. But like for me doing this, I want the video. Like I like being able to see you guys. It wouldn't be the same if I was just like being a phone call.
You know
So
what?
I don't know what's...
I used it recently, and it was really useful. I made a room for anyone that was watching Miss Universe.
Oh
And it was
wow.
so
Oh,
good.
okay. Yeah.
And it was so good because like we text messaging backwards and forwards. Like I made a
WhatsApp group.
I didn't end up making a
Don't do
WhatsApp group
that.
because that just blows my phone up. I
Yeah,
was in a
exactly.
separate WhatsApp group, but I made a Facebook
I was in the Facebook
chat.
one.
Yeah, so we were talking in there, but then I also put the link into joining Clubhouse to chat on there, and it was, I think it was just the three of us, wasn't there? It was just chatting about like live, and we were just so like candid because we literally had the microphones there, and we could just talk to each other. And we didn't, there was none of this like, oh, I'm passing the mic to someone else. We literally all had our microphones on and we were all talking. Like there was only three of us. So there was no like over talking each other. But it was so good because we could just literally be raw, candid. None of this business where if you said something can be misconstrued or something can be screenshot and sent to someone else. And none of that, none of that.
Yeah.
So it was refreshing to be able to give your personal opinion on the performance that you could see live all together. Because they'd do something, I'd be like, oh, wasn't expecting that walk from her, or wasn't expecting that kind of gown. Maybe she should have done this. And we could be a little critic in there without feeling repercussions of it, because you know how the internet can be.
That's true.
Yeah,
I've
I
no
actually
idea.
joined a Clubhouse one time. Well, when I just joined, I haven't actually used it since then. And these people were doing prank calls on it, and it was quite funny. Everyone was just sitting around and laughing. It's nice to see people use it like to have fun as well.
Mhm.
Well, I
It was
haven't
funny.
been on it for forever, so I don't even know what's on it anymore.
We had a few
Yeah.
like randoms jump in, which is quite funny because we had a few like guys jump on it. And we're like, guys, I don't know if you're
Yeah.
going to be sticking around for long because we're talking about Miss Universe, and I know that is not of interest to you guys. They would sit and listen for like 30 seconds and like, okay, nah, this is not for us. They're talking about
Yep.
evening gowns.
No, but that's like Twitch, because I used to stream this to Twitch. The issue is you
Yeah.
get straight, like, you know, the type
Random,
that
yeah.
Yeah.
girls attract, and they start commenting stuff, and it's like, nope, done with Twitch, not doing that. So I kind of wish it wasn't that way. I mean, if I was going to do it again, I would get moderators on. Like Twitch, definitely you need moderators on just to screen out
Yeah.
all the stupid sexual stuff that randoms on the. I always get criticized by people who have no posts, no followers, and they're following like 1,000 people. I'm like,
Troll
if you're going to
accounts.
criticize me, yeah, at least have the guts to show your face. Right? I'm
Yeah.
not going to take any
Yeah.
criticism from you who you don't even have the guts to show your face. I mean, who
It's the
criticizes
same
someone
one.
when you don't even show your face? Like, come on.
Yeah. It's the same ones that spam celebrities, and that's the thing. They see that.
Mhm.
Like
They
they see
do.
everything. Like even I don't know if any of you's watched like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but they have hundreds of millions of Instagram followers. Like bear that in mind, hundreds of millions, and they still
I don't
see all the
want to.
comments. They still see it.
That'll give me anxiety.
Mm.
There was a TikTok. It was a famous musician, I think, and he didn't realize Instagram message requests was a thing. So one day he goes to his message requests for the first time, and he has all these message requests, even from celebrities. I think one of them was it was like Gwen Stefani or Lady Gaga or someone like a really big name celebrity
Oh,
had
wow.
messaged him, and he hadn't even replied to it because he didn't know message requests were a thing. Like literally, he's going through the message requests, and you know, for me, it's like spam people. Hey, want to grow your Instagram following? Only $5. I get all those. Whereas he's got like, you know, follower, celebrity. Like, I feel so bad I didn't respond to you guys because I didn't know message requests were a thing. It was quite funny. Anyway, let's go towards a close. So, Melanie, what do you have? I don't know what's going on in Canada, whether you can do anything, but you got any exciting plans coming up, pageant and otherwise, over the next couple of months?
I'm still looking for my dress. So,
Oh
No.
wow.
yeah. It's in 2 months. I'm still looking for my dress. It's hard because nothing's open, and I really want to be able to try things on. I do have some that I've worn in past pageants, but it's not something, they're not like the dream dress I'm looking to wear. I really want to wear something that's, I don't want to say new, but at least something that I feel
Special.
best. Yeah, something that I'm going to feel really confident in and
Yeah.
you know, so
Yeah.
I'm still looking, and I know it's shocking, but I'm like in pages where like girls are reselling dresses and stuff too. So, but yeah, so I have to figure that out. That is like number one on the list. Everything else I'm set for. I actually have a local designer that's making my fashion wear, because I wanted to support local, and she's great, and it's coming along. So I'm really excited about that. Otherwise it's in 2 months. So I'm just prepping and working and enjoying the sun while I can.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
2 months. Geez, that's not much time at all. That'll fly by, and hopefully Corona behaves itself and you guys can actually do it in person, because
Yeah.
as great as some of the virtual events have been, I think we all prefer it to be in person where we can actually see people, meet people. So that'll be good. Okay. Well, that's Melanie. Chloe, Miss Derry, what have you got going on?
Yes, so I'm just going to be taking it easy over the next few weeks. The fact that I went to Newcastle last weekend, well, 2 weekends ago now, and this weekend past, I had a sleepover with my friends, and we went out for food. So I think after being in lockdown for so long, it's quite overwhelming going out 2 weekends in a row, and it's something I never thought I would ever say, because I've always been a social butterfly in that sense. But I just can't help but feel a little anxious still. I feel like everything's happening so quickly, and I just want to take it easy. Yeah, I just want to stay at home for a little while, and then
Heal up.
Well,
start.
if you
Rest up.
Yeah.
if you're staying at home and you have nothing to do, we can play Mario Kart, and I can
Yeah.
beat you because
we need to do
you've only
Among
got one
Us
hand.
We need to do Among Us
Among
night.
Us.
Have you ever played Among Us?
I love Among Us. I
Oh,
play
we
with my
need to
brothers.
play.
Yeah.
We need
It
to
is
play.
very
Yeah.
worrying why everyone in Pageant Land loves Among Us. A game where you literally stab people in the back.
Oh, it's so fun.
It is it's
Who's the
extremely
imposter?
worrying. Chloe,
I
you
love
don't have
being
your
in the
mug there, do
imposter.
you?
Chloe's
I
been
got
like the
Chloe a
imposter
mug.
like 5 times in a row.
Yeah,
I
and then she
did.
never
No,
was the
my mum
imposter again. I got Chloe a mug that's got a little and it says on it Chloe was the imposter because you can
Oh,
personalize them.
That's
And
cute.
it's got the little pink one with a toilet roll. You know, you get a hat. It's got the little toilet roll on top. Oh, I want to get one of those for myself. All right,
It's so
Among Us
cute.
then. It's been a long time since we've done that. Danielle, you can always tell when Danielle is the imposter because I think they'll protest too much because she just starts yelling, getting really hyper aggressive. It's like, no, you were doing it. You were over here. You were, and it's like Danielle was the imposter. It's like, yeah.
I'm the defensive one.
Yeah, it's like, no, I saw, like, when we were on, and look, it wasn't public, so we'd had a couple of drinks, and Dan was like, no, I saw Imogen over here. Imogen, you were doing this, and you were doing, it's got to be, and it's like, it's got to be Danielle.
Was it me? She's just like,
Yeah,
me?
Imogen didn't even know what she was doing, because she never
She's like,
played it
huh?
before, so she just went around stabbing everyone.
I knew she'd have a few drinks, so she wouldn't know what she did.
Probably doesn't remember what she did.
Remember the time where Danielle started running around my little imposter because she was like, nah, Chloe's been it like 5 times. There's no way it's Chloe. Nah, 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 nah. And she started running around me in circles and
she went, I was like,
I don't know, Melanie, if your games have always ended like this, but you know when there's like the minimum number of people left, and so it might be 1 or 2. So by this stage, you pretty much know who the imposter is, but you got to get to the button to get the meeting, and you end up going around and around the button, and they're around and around and around. And it's like, please stop, like run for. Anyway, yeah, we should have
so
Among Us night.
It's like you're in grade school again and you're playing tag with your friends, honestly. Like it's fun. Yeah.
So good. We need to play. We should have a game after this.
Yeah.
It's been too long since you stabbed someone. Okay. Oh, dear me. All right, but let's wrap this up. So, Danielle, what have you got coming up over the next week?
Oh, well, next weekend, back in London. It's my mum's birthday. Get him a jab. Get him a new car.
I want to take your mama out all night.
Yeah, getting a new car on. So it's a big day, Saturday. Jab, car, mum. So it's going to be a good one. And what else? Just kind of getting back into the swing of planning the year, really, because obviously internationals was announced, not until August 2022.
Yeah.
So I just need to I was reviewing my year just before we came on, so I've got a few events coming up. I'll be going to Crown Camp, ski trip. Oh my god, I need to put that time off. Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to Crown Camp. Yeah, I booked Coachella off. We have Pageant Girl International UK and UK's National Miss. So I've sorted all my outfits and my looks for that. I've got a few clients this week, so I'll be sorting out what they're wearing. So yeah, it's kind of where I'm at, really.
I love that photo.
Wow.
Love.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
Thanks. I literally posted that before we came on, so I didn't know how.
I was going to say, I liked it right before we came on.
Yeah. Here's Melanie's comment right here. Look at this.
Oh my god, it just came up on the top of my feed. That's so creepy.
Oh, well, at least people are seeing it. That's good.
Danielle's going viral, and if you want to follow Melanie, then there's Melanie's.
Do you ever get that your phone is
Melanie.
like listening to you, and they knew that we were talking about that, so I put it at the top of my feed there? No.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg is spying on you. Be careful.
He is.
He knows what you think about when you go to sleep.
It's Danielle.
That's specific. I mean, he'd have to look into our dreams at that point.
At this point, there's nothing that he doesn't know about you.
He
If
knows
you haven't seen The
everything.
Social Network, go and watch The Social Network,
Yeah.
and you'll see how scary it is. And we're basically all being treated like little lab rats.
You know those
really are.
little questions where it asks you like favorite color, you know, how many kids do you have?
I've never
like,
answered one of those.
Yeah, they're like, I saw someone post one the other day, but like, why are you giving your personal information out for the world to see?
Yeah.
Scary stuff.
I like the Facebook. I don't know if it's still like this, but the Facebook prompt just on your personal page says, "What's on your mind?" It always says that to me. I just want to put in nothing.
Nothing. My mind is blank. Leave me alone.
The worst ones are when it says Facebook's more fun with friends, and you just feel like you've been insulted by your by your social media platforms. Like, this would be more fun with friends, and I'm like, thanks, Facebook. Like,
Do you remember when you joined Facebook for the first time? And do you remember Dave was your only friend?
No.
Who's Dave?
Is it Dave? Or was that MySpace? Was that MySpace? When you joined, I swear it was.
I can only remember the Microsoft paperclip.
Bebo.
No. There was one. I think
Bebo.
I don't. Yeah, I
Bring
remember
back
Bebo.
Bebo.
See, I remember MSN. MSN was a thing.
Oh yeah.
MSN Messenger.
Yeah.
ICQ. I remember that one.
You would have your crush in your
Yes.
The initials.
I love you so much, blank. And then you'd have like random boys in your class message you, but they would never talk to you in real life.
Yes.
Oh, and then it all went downhill from
and
there.
it'll be like,
oh, dear.
hey, what you why
you doing?
What you doing?
ASL.
Nothing. You, nothing.
What was that
And it's
one
like,
that they use on
so
dating
deep.
apps?
So
The
deep.
age, place, like what was it? The age,
ASL, age, sex, location.
ASL.
age. Yeah, I remember that one.
We
yeah,
were that
ASL.
basic back then that all we cared about is your age,
your sex,
that you're male or you're female, and that you're nearby. That's all we care about.
I remember how excited I was the first time I found out what an emoji was. I remember because back then you had to type them out. I was like, why did you put a colon with a right bracket next to it? Like, what does that mean? And she said, it's a smiley face. Yeah, and I'm like, what do you mean it's a smiley face? And she said, turn your head sideways. And I'm like, oh.
Do you remember they used to have like those little like moving emojis and it looked like a Mrs. Potato Head laughing on the ground?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Moving emojis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
MSN
those.
emojis.
Yeah.
And like,
I hated when people did the
yeah.
nudge. The nudge just like freaked me out.
Knock.
Yeah. Like, answer me. Wake up.
Oh, man. BRB. Knock.
BRB. Oh,
BRB.
God. BRB.
It's a trip down memory lane.
Do any of you know what AFK stands for?
No.
Mm-mm.
Away from keyboard.
Ooh.
Okay. You're
BRB
that old.
AFK.
Never used that one.
No, it's a gamer thing. I'm older than I was yesterday, but younger than I will be tomorrow. Okay, let's try wrapping it up there. Melanie, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
You now get a certificate for having survived the madhouse. Barely. Yeah. Although you do seem to fit the madhouse rather well. I don't. There's always guests you bring on, and then as soon as we hang up, they just run for their lives. Like they can't wait to get out of here. And then there are people who really fit in, and like you want to bring them on and again and again. It's just interesting to see how different people react to, mainly Danielle, because Danielle on any given night can tell you some very interesting stories.
Bully.
You want to tell her your most embarrassing story? I'm just going to hold that over your...
We're going to have a game of Among Us after this.
Danielle.
Nadia never got... Did you ever message Nadia about... Because you were going to voice note Nadia about your...
She doesn't need to know. She doesn't need to know. I don't think
Nadia's too nice.
I don't think she wanted to know.
I'll never forget when you said that. I'll never forget it.
I'll never forget when she said it, but also the way you were laughing afterwards, Chloe. You literally just couldn't, like, you had begun hyperventilating. You couldn't breathe.
I just wasn't expecting it. It's the fact that she just said it so casually, as if like, yeah, like I love that. I love that about Dan. You were just like, yeah.
You asked for an embarrassing story. There you go.
Yeah, and you got one.
And it was French, so French will never sound the same again. Okay,
let's
leave it.
Song. A Chico song.
All right, Melanie's going, what the hell are you guys on now? Okay, so Melanie, don't hang up. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Congratulations on surviving to the end, and we will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Just a reminder to you entrepreneurial types to come and join us at our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/the pageant boss. I'll see you inside and see you in the next episode.